the official welcome address here of the German-Indian Innovation Summit. It is indeed my great pleasure and privilege to welcome to the stage none other than the Indian ambassador to Germany, His Excellency. Please welcome Ajit Gupte.
Good morning, everyone. Gents, Open, Shri Vijay Chauthaywale ji, Executive Member of the BJP and Head of the Foreign Affairs Cell, dear friends, thank you for joining us for the GIIC event today in this beautiful location and very centrally located, very historic, with the Brandenburg Gate and Adlon Hotel just next door, and the Bundestag. Upen and Jan came to meet me about 7 or 8 months back with the concept of today's program, and I thought it was a fledgling effort, quite frankly, but I'm delighted to see that it has developed and evolved into something which is very significant, and you've succeeded in not only bringing a lot of people from Germany, but also a lot of people for India on this unique platform. And it offers a great opportunity for networking and to build connections so that you can drive cooperation and innovation. India and Germany share very friendly relations over the last few decades. The relationship has continued to strengthen. We have a lot in common. Both countries are great democracies. We respect freedom of expression. We have multiple opinions. We have a lot of debate and discussions on all issues. And I think there is a lot of like-mindedness among the people. Indians find it easy to relate to Germans, and Germans find it easy to relate to Indians. Stefan, would you agree? He's been there for 6 years in Mumbai in the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce, and so has Anandi for many more years. So for those who have not had too much interaction with Indians here, I think you will find it very easy to connect because we speak from the heart. And so do Germans. Friends, a few pillars of the bilateral relationship which have continued to strengthen. One is, of course, trade and investment. India and Germany had a bilateral trade last year which reached a record high of $50.3 billion. The interesting thing was that the trade in services has grown very rapidly, and it has actually doubled in the last 5 years to about $17 billion. And I mentioned this deliberately because it is easier today to connect companies in the IT sector, financial sector, digital sector, etc. Our trade in services is about 33.7 billion. Germany accounts for 27% of India's trade with the EU. Germany is by far the largest trade partner of India. Similarly, in terms of investments, there are about 2,000 German companies which are in India. They have invested about 20 billion US dollars. We have commitments. I'm very happy to tell you that over the last year, we have fresh commitments of almost $5 billion. On that note, I would encourage very strongly those German companies which have not yet entered India to actively do so. And this point was brought out by both Jan and Upen just now, that India will not wait. The surveys carried out by the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce just a few months ago showed that about 80% of German companies expect to increase their human resources in India in the next few years, and about 90% expect to make additional investments. So my message to German companies is, if you're not yet in India, please get there in a hurry because otherwise you might get left behind. So the first pillar is trade and investment. The second is, of course, the people-to-people contact. The Indian diaspora has grown by leaps and bounds. It has touched about 300,000. We have about 60,000 Indian students, about 80% of them doing post-graduation in STEM. Indians, when they go overseas, quite frankly, they're more interested in doing aeronautical engineering, chemical engineering, electrical engineering. They're not so interested in studying photography or into serious topics. But that will, I think, contribute to the German economy, because Germany does face a skills shortage. And many of the Indians are looking at least at gaining a few years of work experience. So it can be a very good asset. We, of course, have a lot in common. I actually find, because I'm back in Germany after a gap of 10 years, that Indian cuisine has become extremely popular across Germany. Uh, any of you not been to an Indian restaurant? Please raise your hand if you've never been to an Indian restaurant. I don't see any hands. But what is interesting is that a lot of fusion and high quality Indian restaurants are coming up, and one just next door is the India Club. There is, of course, great interest in yoga. I was in Hanover a few months ago for the yoga day, and we had more than 1,200 people. And I was very surprised. I was at a Gujarat Samaj event organized to celebrate Navratra, and I thought there would be maybe 100 or 200 people, but there were actually more than 1,500 people. And I told them that, look, I thought I had come to Baroda or Bharuch or Ahmedabad or Gandhinagar. I didn't realize that I have come to Berlin. So there is a lot in common in terms of culture. The third pillar really is, and what is becoming more and more strong, is the defense and security cooperation. Germany and Europe has realized that developments in the Indo-Pacific cannot be allowed to go ignored. In the last few years, there has been a shift. We've had joint military exercises for the first time 2 years ago, with the Luftwaffe and the Indian Air Force exercising 2 years back in Operation Tarang Shakti. The German Navy also had joint exercises. So the defense cooperation is also becoming stronger. And I think in today's era of the kinetic warfare, where a lot of it is beyond visual range or non-contact, Germany and German companies have technologies which can be very valuable for India. The fourth, and not the least, is of course science, technology, innovation, and this is an area which offers endless possibilities. This year we are celebrating 50 years of collaboration. All the S&T institutions in Germany are in close contact with India. The numbers are too much. There are thousands of research articles, thousands of Indians who have come on collaboration and research projects to India, to Germany. Organizations like the Fraunhofer, the Helmholtz Association have very good cooperation with our S&T institutions, whether it is DST, CSIR, etc. We are trying to give some more momentum to the space cooperation. There is some revival of interest. But when it comes to innovation, I would like to share a few ideas. And what I have found in the time that I have been here is that Indian companies which are doing work for German companies are no longer doing basic IT work. They are helping to design the most advanced engineering products for German companies. In the semiconductor space, Indian companies are designing the latest semiconductor chips for German companies. When the German foreign minister was in Bangalore recently, and I was with him, we visited the Mercedes-Benz Research Center, which has about 9,000 Indian software experts and professionals. And they said that there is no Mercedes-Benz S-Class in the world which does not have software which has been developed in Bangalore. So there are endless opportunities. India, if I may say, is very strong in areas like digitization, financial inclusion, fintech. A lot of Indians are, for example, open to investing in the stock markets, much more so than Germans. Those of you, if you go to Mumbai, if you take a taxi, do ask the taxi driver for some tips on where to invest in the stock market. And even if you take the three-wheeler, the auto, you can be assured that he will give you some tips on which shares to buy and sell that day. So there is a lot possible, and through the internet and through the digital platform, I think we can move very fast. So let me not take too much time, but I would like to thank the organizers for organizing this wonderful event. I look forward to the discussions, and I'm sure it will lead to some very productive outcomes. Thank you.